thing shoots kind of quick. How fast does it shoot? That's not bad. That's not bad. It's not the R6. Okay. It's the M50. Alright guys, and before we get started, make sure you click that subscribe button down there, smash that little notification bell so YouTube lets you know whenever I upload new content. If you got questions, if you got something to say, drop it down in the comment section. I do respond to everything, and a like, it's appreciated. It goes a long way. Believe it or not, it actually helps. Videos get likes, YouTube's like, oh, maybe everyone else would like to see it, and it pushes it to more people, so it's appreciated. You don't have to, but I would really like it. You should do it. I like my videos. I hit the like button, you should hit the like button too. Here we go. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thank you again for tuning in. So today we're going to talk about the M50. Now this one right here is the Mark II. There's not many differences between the Mark I and the Mark II. I know the biggest one for me, and honestly the only one I can remember, the only one worth remembering to me, is this one has eye tracking. And obviously I like to make YouTube videos, so I kind of need eye tracking. Just a little important, you know. Well, I guess I should probably show y'all what this looks like without this huge monstrosity on here. 1 second. Tools. Boom. M50. No battery grip on it. This is crazy. This feels, I've had the battery grip on it for not even that long now, but it feels so different without it. So like I said, M50 Mark II, right there. Get you a little glare on it. Does have the flip out screen. It's a good little camera, it really is. I like it a lot. So real quick, just to give you a little backstory. So this is the first mirrorless camera I bought, and I wasn't really sure how I felt about mirrorless stuff. It looked really promising, but obviously I'd never used any of it before. So I was really curious. You know, I had my 20D, you know, big hefty thing, and the thought of just like a little M50 was cool, but I wasn't sure how much I would really like it, but I was barely interested. So I went and bought it. I think I paid like $700 or something like that. Honestly, I don't remember that, because I got the one with the kit lens. So I took it home, started shooting, started using it a lot, and I instantly fell in love with the mirrorless system. Being able to actually just like change your exposure and do everything and see it change right in front of you was a huge plus for me. I don't know if y'all are looking for that, but if you haven't used a mirrorless camera before, game changer. So a lot of people shoot video with this camera, and if you are going to shoot video, you have the options of 4K 24, 1080 60, 30, and 24, and then 720 60. You also have the option of 720 120 for that slow motion, just smoothness, but you do lose autofocus, I think. I know whenever I use it, I don't have autofocus. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, so I have to manually focus what I'm doing. Either that or the autofocus is just so slow I've never noticed that it's actually there. So just keep that in mind. Also, if you are using this in 4K, it is going to crop in a lot. I believe it's 1.7 times crop, which that's a lot. So if you're going to use this for 4K, you do want to look into getting a wider lens to be able to capture everything you're trying to capture, or just back up. You know, it's up to you. All right, put that over there. So yeah, that's why I got it. You know, I got it just because I wanted to test out the mirrorless system. I wanted a new camera, and then it's so tiny. I mean, look at this thing. So like, this is a 75 to 300 old lens. I mean, look at it just compared to that. It's crazy, man. It's such a tiny camera. If you didn't have the lens on it, honestly, if you got some baggy pants on, you may be able to just stuff this in your pocket. So that's pretty cool. I don't know why you would do that, but I mean, you have the option. And it's cool. It's just small. It's really convenient to take with you, throw it in your bag real quick. It's not gonna take up a lot of space. It's not heavy. It's just a convenient little camera. Now, as far as photo quality on this thing, you can get some really cool images with the M50, really good images with the M50. You start getting different lenses, like obviously this is the kit lens right here. This is the EF 50mm 1.8. This is the Viltrox adapter. We'll get back to that in a little bit. Like I showed you earlier, got the 75 to 300 right there. Little budget telephoto lens. And you can just, depending on what kind of glass you put on this thing, you can get some really good pictures. Now, one drawback with the M50 is, let me plug this back in, is if you are any kind of like action shooter, sports shooter, anything like that, well, first of all, you're probably not looking at something like this, but say you're like a mom or a dad, a parent, brother, sibling, anything like that, and you're trying to photograph, family sports or family events. This is on its fastest shooting mode. It's not bad. It's not. It's a quick little thing. And the buffer right now, you got 9 images, and that is on RAW. So you get 9 RAW images in the buffer. Let's check JPEG real quick. And you got 22 JPEGs. The whole thing sounds cool. It fires those things away. Now, if you're a avid sports shooter or something like that, and that's your main thing is you shoot sports, obviously this is not really going to be the camera for you. The autofocus, like it actually tracking everything, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not to the quality level of something like the R6 or the EOS R, or literally anything more expensive. But those cameras are 2-3 times the price of this, so you can't really, I don't think it's a fair comparison to put them against each other. Now, I noticed fairly quickly when I would walk around and shoot with this camera, I don't have big hands, and these 2 fingers right there cannot, maybe if I hold it like super weird I can get all of them on there, but a comfortable holding position, these 2 fingers hang off the bottom, right? So I went online, I was like, oh, just buy a battery grip. Canon doesn't make them. I don't know why. Maybe because it's like just a little hobby camera. But Canon doesn't make battery grips for this. So I went and I found a website called custombatterygrips.com, and they sell things like these. Little 3D printed battery grips. They sell them for a bunch of different cameras, but obviously I only cared about this one. Comes with this little door and a battery tray. Little wire. You do have to buy your own batteries if you buy this kind of grip, and it's a cool little thing. So all you do is you take it, let me close that, you slide it right on, just snug little fit. And then I have the classic battery grip, extended. I don't know. I'm gonna check online. It's this one right here. I have this one. I'm gonna call it classic in this video though, so hopefully that's actually what it is. And in the bottom, obviously you can't really see it. There's a hole right here. Yep. And there's a screw inside this that goes into the tripod mount for the M50. So you just take your little screwdriver and turn it, and it seats it on there. All right, that's all the way on there. You take your battery tray, you slide it in. Just like that, and then you take a little cord right here and you plug it into the, oops, I messed that up, there we go. Plug it into the M50. Oh, so this grip also comes with a dummy battery. Now you put that dummy battery in the camera, obviously, and then that cord plugs in through the little rubber door on the bottom of the battery door, and that's how the camera actually gets its power. So you plug it all in like that. Turn this thing on. There's my face. Now, with the actual battery grip on here, it is a game changer. It makes the It's like a little baby 1DX almost. Look at this thing. Obviously, it's not a 1DX, but just think about it. Use your imagination, man. It's cool. It feels a lot better. All of my fingers can fit on there. If I do want to hold it like this, I can. Now, if you want to shoot vertical, I mean, you can, but obviously there's no button over there. This is just a 3D printed thing. It is a quality 3D printed thing, but it's just 3D printed. So you do still have to go like this. I have used that. You know, I was trying to do a time lapse and I just put it on a piece of concrete and the camera didn't even touch the ground. I just put it right there and I was able to hold it in place. And also, they thought ahead, you can turn the screen all the way out and you can turn it all the way around, so you lose no functionality. So really cool. I really like this grip. Overall, I do think this is a great camera, and especially if you're just looking to get into photography or video making, YouTubing, you're trying to start a vlog or something like that, I think this is a phenomenal camera. Now obviously it has its limitations, everything does, but for what you're paying, you can get some high quality photo and video out of this thing. Now, like I was saying earlier about this, I would recommend buying an adapter. Now this is not a speed booster, it is just a regular adapter. This is by Viltrox. See right there. I think I paid $40 for this thing, and all this allows me to do is attach EF glass or EFS glass to the M50 because it is an EF-M mount, all right? So you just, boom, put it on there. Sounds cool. And let me take this one off. Just line it up. And look at that. Now you got the 50 on it. Looks pretty cool, huh? Say the 50's not big enough. You want something more for whatever reason. You can take it off. The adapter stays on there like that. You're gonna get something like this. Look at this thing, man. This is crazy. This is an M50. This is an absolute, like, look at it zoomed out all the way. This is an absolute unit of a camera right here. It's crazy. This is no longer a little compact camera if you're doing all of this. But you know, you have the option to do it, and that's what matters. There's a bunch of different adapters out there. I know Canon makes one. I think it's like $100. I don't know. I looked into it a little bit, and then I stopped looking into it because it was expensive, because this one works perfectly fine. It's not like the RF mount adapters to where you can add a control ring and stuff like that. You don't get that. But, you know, the little Viltrox one right here works perfectly fine. Now, like I was saying, I think this is a great starter camera if you're first getting into it. High quality, you know, you get that Canon reliability. It's just a good camera overall. Who do I think this camera is for? So if you're just now getting into YouTube, great little camera. It's not great in low light if you're trying to do video, so you would probably want to have some lights like these ones up around you. You could definitely make it work with that. But if you're vlogging at like night or something like that, you can do it, but it's not gonna be the highest quality out there. So just keep that in mind, all right? Now, like I said earlier, this does have eye tracking, so you can lock onto your face. And if you're just gonna use it as like a talking head kind of thing, like what I'm doing right now, it'll work great. I mean, you're not gonna run into any problems at all. Throw it up on a tripod, you know, flip the screen around so you can see yourself. Put it up there, and you'll be set. Who else could this camera be for is new photographers. Guys, it is 2021 right now. It is almost 2022. Go mirrorless. Just go mirrorless. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that bad. People think it's so evil, like, oh no, I'm gonna shoot my DSLR till the day I die. Dude, come on. Go mirrorless. It's so easy. You know what you can't do with the DSLR? Watch this. I'm making settings changes, and it is changing right in front of me. Electronic viewfinder, it's amazing. Speaking of the viewfinder on this thing, I don't have the specs for it, but it looks good. You know, I've never had a problem looking through the viewfinder whatsoever. Now, I've used this camera a lot. I've done video, I've done photo shoots, I've done street photography, and honestly, unless it's super dark outside, it has never let me down. I only say the dark thing because it doesn't have IBIS. You know, you may not be looking for that, so if you're not shooting in the dark, it really doesn't matter. Point being made, I think this is a phenomenal camera. Like I said earlier, it is a great camera. It's great value for money. You know, what you're paying for, you're getting something good out of this, and you can do a lot of stuff with this. Would I recommend it for professional work? I mean, you could, You can do anything. It would work and you could definitely accomplish it, but you better hope it's like an outdoor thing and the lighting is right, because it can get a little complicated pretty fast. But it's possible, and that's what matters. Final thoughts overall, I'm very happy with this purchase. After I got the R6, I was thinking about selling this to get something else, but I'm keeping it. I'm not gonna sell it. It's gonna be my little B camera. If I'm out on a shoot or something, you know, I can have a backup body to do whatever it is I'm doing, you know. And then if I want multiple angles on a video, you know, I have it. So I love this camera. I like it a lot. I don't intend on getting rid of it right now. Maybe one day, but not right now. You know, when I first got this, little side note, I was like, oh man, it doesn't have a flash. And then I saw like, there's a little line right here. So I'm like, okay, there's definitely a flash. And I was looking, just going through the settings, doing my thing, couldn't find it for like over a month. I'm like, man, I do not know how to turn the flash on, you know, for whatever reason. I didn't just Google it. And all you gotta do is, you just push it up. There's little feet right here. You just flip it up. Granted, I don't really use that flash, but I still wanted to know like how to use it. But guys, final thoughts overall. Great camera. I haven't had an issue with it. It has its limitations, it does, but you gotta think about what you're buying if you're going into this. If you're not worried about those kinds of limitations, I would definitely recommend this, especially to a beginner. All right, and guys, that is gonna be it for this one right here. If you enjoyed what you saw today, go ahead and drop a like on this video. It helps out a lot, it really does. Do you have an M50? Are you looking into it? If you are looking into it, what are you cross-shopping? Cross-shopping Sony? I don't know. I know the A6000, 6100, stuff like that. I know those get cross-shopped a lot. I've never used it, so maybe it's a great thing. I have a friend that uses it. He swears by it, so I don't know. Alright guys, and like I said, that is going to be it for this one right here. If you are not already, subscribe to the channel. Hit that button. It should be over there. Maybe over there. I don't know. Pretty sure it's that way. Subscribe. It helps out a lot. It really does. Tune back in next week for another video. Also, if you are not already following me on Instagram, I will drop that down in the description below. My Twitter will be down there also. If you want more updates on what I'm doing more regularly than YouTube videos, that is definitely where to find it. So go follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. Is it following on Twitter? Subscribe to my Twitter? I don't know how to say that. Add me on Twitter, whatever it is. Follow the links, click it. And guys, that is going to be it for this one. I will catch y'all next time.